What is going on, everyone? We have to cover B3 base because this project is up 88% inside the last 24 hours. Then we have it up 158% in the last 7 days, 107% in the last 2 weeks, 121% in the last month. But unfortunately, it's still down 84% in the last year. But we're going to talk about this and what I think about this pump. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But okay, this is looking crazy right now. The whole entire market is pumping. Literally, it looks like altcoin season right now. Zcash doing stupid numbers, and everything else is doing stupid numbers as well. Like you can see over here, we have the top gainers B3 at 95% in the last 24 hours, Ston at 79%, and then we have Ton itself down here at 26%, Zcash 32%, Lab 56%. We're seeing everything literally pumping right now, and not necessarily everything, but most of the important projects right now are pumping. So a lot of people are thinking that this is like altcoin season. We're seeing that the crypto fear greed index is at 51 now, but nonetheless, B3 is still doing well. I'm going to talk about the whole altcoin season in a whole separate video, so we can talk about that. And in that video, we're going to go over the total 3 market cap. So we're just going to cover the entire altcoin market in one video, right? But I do want to talk about B3 specifically here. But yeah, this is where we're going to go over that. But speaking on B3 specifically, we're doing something pretty interesting inside of the market here for B3. We're actually coming up here to this resistance that we're getting rejected at, but more on that in a second here. First, I want to show you guys our holder situation. So it's concentrated. The top 100 holders have 95% of supply right now. B3 sold off for a long time, and yes, it might tell you that they have 2.2 million holders, but what importance are those 2.2 million holders if the top 100 holders hold 95% of the supply? That means that they can dump this project whenever they want. So that's why I'm saying this before I go over to the technical analysis. Be careful. It's extremely bullish right now, but be careful because there's some things that are rude awakenings for you guys. All right. So they've been keeping their community updated, which is a good thing about the project. That's something I like about them. They're innovative. They're still getting listed to new platforms. Revolt is actually a pretty big platform outside the United States. A lot of people use Revolt for banking, and now B3 is directly listed onto there. So there's just a lot of stuff that is good for B3 right now. And the crypto fear greed index, is right in the middle. People are being greedy, but then some people aren't. So we're definitely going to discuss that on a separate video. But like I was saying earlier about B3, everything that's taking off, B3 is taking off as well. It's literally just benefiting from the rally of everything else, right? There's no reason that B3 should be pumping right now. The only reason it's pumping is because the whole market is like finding projects that have a solid foundation and they're pumping it. Like you're seeing all of the ones with a solid foundation, a solid fan base, solid user base still, even though that the project looked dead and it had a very, very low market cap before people started buying it up. Like this thing was at 12 million market cap. Now it's back at 32 million. This is a liquidity grab. This is all it is. It's a liquidity grab. I like B3. I think it's a good project. I think after the bear market, this project will do well, but I do believe we're still in a bear market. And, I guess you can argue, yeah, we're in a bit of an altcoin season, but these projects aren't staying pumping for a while. Like they're pumping and then they're dumping almost immediately, right? A lot of them are doing this, right? We had a pump for Pudgy Penguins. We had a pump for Bio Protocol. We had a pump for Orca. We had a pump for Dogs. We had a pump for a lot of these different coins in here. Rave DAO. Well, Rave DAO was a pumping up. But yeah, if you look at a lot of the different coins, they're starting to do a bit of a pullback now. Pudgy Penguins is pulling back a little bit now. We're seeing Bio Protocol pulled back a good amount, even though it had its little run. Now you're seeing a pullback here. And then all the new coins are now taking off, like B3, and then all these different ones on the left side are also taking off. Orca had a nice run, 79% this month, but now it's kind of pulling back. So money is shifting between projects right now. That's pretty much what's happening. Dogs, this coin, it hit 28 million market cap. Before all that, it was at 16 million, right? And that was just 7 days ago. and it had a good run, but now it's pulling back a lot. So I think the same thing is going to happen to B3. I think B3 is going to pump like this, and then it's going to do some type of pullback. So I think you should be careful. Now, speaking on technical levels here, we just now passed this resistance here at 0.000781. Well, let's just say 0.0008 because that's what it just hit now. And it's still pumping. But we do have the 200-day moving average. This white line right here is the 200-day moving average. We're about to come up to it. So there's a possibility that we could hit it and pull back. So watch out for that. And it's going to happen literally within like the next hour or so, like maybe even in the next 10-20 minutes. So we actually might push past it, and because it has a lot of strength right now. There's a lot of buying pressure behind this wave. You can see on the percent R trend exhaustion, both the long-term and short-term trend are just going absolutely insane. They're pushing up hard. Wherever this is, by the time it gets to the overbought range, is probably going to be the top, right? So it hasn't hit that level yet on the percent R trend exhaustion. I would reckon that this top could be at 0.00145, so maybe knocking out a zero real quick. But again, this is a sudden move inside of price. So people could easily be using like the top 100 people, the top 100 holders, they could easily be using everyone else as exit liquidity. And you do not want to get caught up inside of that. Now, looking at the chart prime indicators, link in the description if you want to check out chart prime, best automated trading indicators out there. As you can see with the chart prime indicators, they kind of have their own moving average line. This red line is the 50 moving average, and then they have their own right there. But if you come here on a smaller time frame, if you pull up, let's say the 4 hour, okay, so you can't really see much, but you do see that we have broken out of the momentum wave band down here, and eventually we got to pull back to those momentum wave bands, right? So there is going to be a big pullback, but we actually might push past this 200-day moving average. That's the main thing we got to focus on. Now, this is the 4-hour chart. We're reaching the overbought area of the percent R trend exhaustion in the 4-hour chart. So that's a big sign that this is a huge push. It's pushing past the 200-day moving average now. So obviously that's also another good sign. So like I said, I think this thing could possibly get rid of a zero, possibly go up to 0.00145 before a pullback, or if it doesn't pass right here at the 200-day moving average, right? If it doesn't pass the 200-day moving average, then what we got to see is a pullback back down to the 50-day. So we have the 50-day all the way down here, the 50-day simple moving average, which is the red line. And if we get rejected at the 200-day moving average, that means we come back down to our 50-day moving average, right? If we don't get rejected at that 200-day moving average, that means that we come up even higher to 0.00145. And that is the support that we had all the way up here. It was massive, massive support on that last dump that we had back in October. It was a really good support area, and then it bounced really hard off that level. So I'm willing to bet that that's going to be a hard rejection level as well. So if we go all the way up and past this 200-day moving average, which we're actually doing right now, you can expect 0.00145 after that. So anyways, I'm going to try to get this video out as soon as possible because it's pumping right now. Maybe somebody will be able to get in before then. But I would definitely not recommend anyone to do it because that's some risky trading right there. But anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Long term, I think this is a good project. But right now, people are looking for opportunities in the market and they're pumping and dumping on people. So be careful. There's a lot of manipulation in these altcoins. But this is all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe. As always, I'll be back with another video.